They can inquire. They can really inquire.
Hold on. Live chat messages are visible. Okay, we good. We on there. Let the brother get loose on it.
And you're welcome. Not too much. I'm welcome. You're welcome.
Let
Men
the
of the
brother
Lord are here.
get
You're
loose.
welcome. You're welcome. Get a lot more thanks. Hey, through the spirit, power, mercy, and grace, Yahweh Shem Shai, you're welcome.
That's right, God.
Not us,
That's right, bro.
but through the spirit, power, mercy, and grace, Yahweh Shem Shai, you're welcome.
All right. All right, first and foremost, you want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakam Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone, taught us his truth. Honors and salutations to the elect, to the men that died doing the work of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and they shall rise first. To the men, women, and children that believe on the true name of the Father and the Son. The Father's name is Yahweh, he exists. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai, he is the deliverer, because he's come to deliver his people. Yahweh Shai, he is the deliverer, because he's come to deliver his people out of the captivity that we're in. All right? It's the Church of Philadelphia, once again on the highways and hedges, coming to public, a.k.a. destruction.
Hey, son, tell them why you mad.
As usual, you know, it's, we in the end times, man. We got a lot of things going on in the world, but if you look around you, you still see the people in the condition of they don't believe things is going to happen. Real quick testimony. I bumped into a lady I used to work with, but at the time she was younger, but now she's 6 years later she's older. She got children, well, child, you know, she's in the military. And I remember when I first told her when she signed up for it, I was like, yo, it's going to come a time when y'all going to go to war, man. You know, I said, I'm going to make a t-shirt with your face on it now. Rest in peace. She laughed at it, you know. And I bumped into her last night. It's crazy. That's the spirit. I bumped into her. She saw me. I ain't see her. So she ran up on me. She's like, I knew you. Such and such. And I was like, damn, you still in the military? She's like, yeah. She's like, my husband's about to get deployed to Germany. I said, damn. I said, I told you. I said, y'all about to go to war, man. You know? She was like, no, we're not. So she's still in denial, man.
Right.
You know, because she still thinks that this place is going to thrive and last forever, man. Going to keep continuing.
While all the other countries across the globe is preparing for war.
That's right, exactly.
Increasing their military, right, in terms of the amount of money that they put into their military, in regards to increasing their citizens to join the military. But they're doing it. What they're doing it for? Just for kicks and fun? No, because they're preparing.
I tell you, she's been warned, so it's nothing these people can say, man. You know, because there's so much in denial and in a dumbed down state that these devils got a hold on them, where they like, yo, nah, we ain't going to war. Well, we're just going to send you here, this, that.
Right.
Everything's going to be all right. We need you just to go here. Now, when you get there, you like, oh shit, because you can't call back home. If you call back home, and then you're not going to be able to rap about it too long, man. Because it's still trying to keep the people at that calm stage. Like, oh yeah, all this is going on, so they give you all this entertainment, man. But you have to see past that entertainment to know what the hell they're really trying to do.
Hey, because you tuned in to ABC and NBC and not world news.
Yeah, that's right.
Or other media types that will give you the lowdown and won't give you these distractions about what, you know. Hey, one of the distractions when Will Smith slapped the they feel that, and right, to fill your brain.
And you know what, that actually was a movie in the I believe like the 40s or 50s, and they showed the exact same. I think it was Sidney Poitier, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
Exact scene.
The exact same scene. Dude was on stage. He's joking with the man's wife and stuff. He gets up The exact same. He gets up, and this is in black and white, so he knows the old movie.
Right,
He
right.
gets up, walking to a smack. He's like, I told you. I don't know if he said keep my wife's name.
But still the
but
same
he was
thing,
like, yo,
right.
stop talking about
Right.
to that extent. I
Right,
was like,
right.
"Damn."
Still the same thing.
You know, so hey, all these things is planned out. But I got a swift one for you, brother.
Count.
So when we was talking about this second Ezra's, I'm gonna start at verse I'm gonna start at verse 17. All right. Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 17. It says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? And that's what we out here telling you. We're warning you about.
Hey,
We're telling you about the famine. They killed all the chickens. Now they're bringing in that lab meat, which the FDA approved that. And I remember years and years and years ago, I used to say, man, I said the FDA, that's Food and Drug Administration. So what does food and drugs have to do with each other? You know, so that lets you know that they're feeding you poison. And they have to approve how much poison that they can put into your body before it becomes illegal. Which, yo, man, that's why we can't wait for the kingdom, because we're not supposed to have that poison in us, period, man. You know, it's dumbing down the children. Like that. It's dumbing down your children, and they feed it to you. Matter of fact, they feed it to you in the womb, man. That's how messed up this place is. They give it to you in the womb. You come out, they give you that baby formula, all that bullshit, man.
right.
You know? So it's a surprise that we still alive to this day.
Hey.
For every other thing we did in your life.
Hey, and we just trying to give you proper notice.
That's right.
That's how the brothers in England say. We're trying to give you proper notice.
Yo, cut. Hey,
You
cut.
know?
You know? Cut. No, but yeah, man, and all these things is happening. You got what else you got there? Oh, the wars, rumors of wars.
Right.
All these things you see it, and people still thinking like, oh nah, we cool. Like, come on, man. If you still think that you cool in 2023, the Lord is not dealing with you at all. You are vessel fit. What it says in Second Ezra, I believe, 4. It says, let the multitude perish that was born in vain. Man. You know, you fall into that category. All right.
Hey, you had the Russia Africa summit,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, see, and that's evils going on the earth. That's evil. Evils is Ra in the Hebrew, which means bad. Bad times is coming, man. And that's what we warning you about. You got all these videos on TikTok,
Right.
YouTube, Instagram, even Facebook, man. All the social media platform, any platform that you can think of, is somebody on there giving you some type of knowledge, man. Or some type of current events what's going on right now.
Right.
You know, but you choose to turn a deaf ear. That's why they put all that dancing and cooling them buffooning, basically. That's all you do. You know, trying to be the next Jay-Z and all that. You know, while these niggas is planning how they going to get into their underground bunkers and all that.
Right.
You know, and that's what it is. The masses, they got the masses blind while they're planning to see, you know, cold red. You know?
And hey, and all those African leaders,
Right.
you look at them videos. Hey, don't. You don't have to believe me. You look at the videos that they say. Listen, they tell Putin, "Hey, we're with you."
Yep. The dark nation.
Yeah, they say we're with you.
Yeah, and yo, that goes to show you too. Putin knows who the Israelites are, man. Because you got those Russian icons where they take some, you know? And Putin knows who the Israelites are, man.
God.
But he's gathering the darkness, them nations he got in, but not Nigeria, not all that. That's how. But we scatter on all 4 corners, you know. But it says, I'm gonna read verse 18 again. Second Ezra 16 to 18. It says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. You know, and that's the point right there. All these things is growing on earth, but these people still want to be wicked. They're not turning from their wicked ways. They still want to be Muslims. They still want to be Christians. They still want to be Buddhists. They still want to be all this bullshit. But what the Lord told you that you really are, man. You know, and you about to find out who was telling you the truth and who was lying to you. You know, your imam, your pastors, and all that. Them niggas lying to you. You know, because you got the Christians across the street. They probably the Jehovah's Witnesses. I just seen a video where you got instances now. You got all these chariot showings, man. They're showing up.
Alien sightings, right?
You had a Christian pastor. He was sitting there. He like, well, yeah, you know, all they have to do is read the Bible. All this is in the Bible. But I believe this dude was a Edomite, and he was like, yeah, because we're going to get raptured out of here before the evil comes. I said, this guy is out of his mind, man. You know, because the scriptures tell you.
The elect will be beamed up.
That's right. Matter of fact, can we grab, what's that? When it talks about Jacob's trouble, it's going to be a time of trouble since the never was an issue. I know it's one in Daniel.
Yeah.
And I think it's Daniel 12, if I'm not mistaken. 12 and 9, I believe. I know it's one in, I think, Isaiah. It talks about a time of trouble. So, like, no, and that's how you know that IUIC, they go off, man. Because they on the same page as the Christian church. When they talk about some, because late, I think a couple years ago, he was saying that Jacob's trouble wasn't going to happen. So if Jacob's trouble wasn't going to happen, why is it written in the scripture? Because you're trying to keep the people blinded and trying to bring them into your organization so you can get their money. You're a hireling. It's all about these hirelings about to be sought out and found to be false teachers and false doctrines. You know? And the ones that's telling you the truth is the ones that's telling you what's going to happen and it actually starts happening. You know?
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1.
Got it. 1. Slock. Well, I said 12 and 9.
No, I think you said Daniel 12.
Yeah.
I think you said Daniel 12.
Slock. Slip of the tongue.
Kind. And at that time shall Michael stand up.
Ma'aka'ala.
God, that's why I got that. The great prince which standeth for the children of thy people.
That's right, for the Israelites. But it's for who? The elect. The elect and the 1/3 first and foremost. You know, because they're the ones that's going to make it right here out of Babylon, because of the mass salvation is going to happen here in America. Then you have brothers in other areas where the destruction is going to come, and they're going to be delivered from it as well. But America is the main place, because America is the only place that's going to be completely destroyed. You know?
It's book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
So how the hell are you going to get raptured? Ask a pastor to explain that and see and get his understanding what he said. And I guarantee he can't break it down, man. You know, if I was to call one of those people across the street over there and ask them, you know what this is talking about? You know, they're like, oh, you're taking it out of context.
Or that happened.
Yeah, cut this. So, because they're in derision, because they're so much in that slave mentality. They love Esau and they reap the benefits from it. Of course, they don't want this place to go down because they go down as well. You know? So that's why they're going to lie to you, just to try to keep that money flowing in. You know, and to keep the congregation happy. Sister Mary Betty will keep cooking those fucking pork roasts after church and all that. So y'all can keep having your dinners, man. You know, but the truth is, this place is done. You No matter of fact, you can get that word trouble, Baba Kashan, in the blue letter. It lets you know. It said a time of trouble since there never was a nation. So you see all the nations from the beginning in Genesis all the way to now. And all the calamities will go to Daniel, what, 8? Daniel 9? You know? When it talks about Daniel saw the beginning to the end, man. He saw the head to the feet. But he didn't know what he was seeing, man. No, but he got that insight, man. The Lord gave it to him. And that's why he talked about that statue. Well, the statue, he broke it down. You know? You had the different nations that was ruling, and it was trouble for Israel and those nations. And all those nations were in trouble. You know? So now we're at the feet. We're at the feet of this thing, so it's going to get that much more intensified. And like I always say, man, when the baby is about to be delivered, the labor pains and contractions get more intense, and they get closer and closer before the baby's delivered. You know? And what the baby do, come out crying, hey! You know, we're going to cry. Lord's willing, we be a part of that number. Yo, watch it. What's the problem on that? One of them fly. Yeah. You know, but yeah. So we're going to have, and that's crazy because that bug just flew over on the brother's garment. That's one of them lantern flies from over there. I believe they were trying to save from China. But that's another one that's going to cause the famine, man. You know, eating up the vegetation and all that. On top of Esau killing all the animals. You know, so that time of trouble is coming, man. You got it, brother.
And I think in the blue letter Strongs for trouble 86869 Sarah definitions: affliction,
see that?
Anguish,
Yep.
Distress,
Damn.
Adversity, Adversary, Tribulation.
That's all that's coming because you're going to have to face all those things. And your adversary, that's your enemy, is going to be the one bringing it. You know, he's going to bring the trouble too. The anguish, you know. What it said, the anguish, what else?
Anguish, affliction.
Yeah, affliction. You're going to be afflicted.
Distress.
You know, all these things is about to come. Because what? You were so much in a relaxed state. You know? Especially to these women out here, man, God damn. And you men that act like women, yeah, you about to catch complete hell, man. You know, and matter of fact, I just saw it was a tweet from a woman. She's behind the scenes. She said all hell was breaking loose behind the scenes. She said, prepare to walk through hell. Those were her exact words. She said all hell is breaking through behind the scenes. Prepare to walk through hell.
Hey, and the fact of the matter is, it's been going on around the globe already, right, in other countries.
Right.
But we, you know, Jake over here and people over here think it's not going to come here.
Right.
That just doesn't make any sense.
That's right.
That's just, I guess, when they say common sense ain't common. Hey.
They think that they can just. Matter of fact, I was just talking to a Uber driver last night. He was, I believe, you could say he was Ishmael. I think he might have been a Jacob.
Hey,
just
you don't know. Right.
You know what I mean? We was getting into it about, we had a discussion on the, he was like how Babylon's messed up. He's like, man, this place is fucked up. You know, he's like, basically he was saying there's no morals. You know, he been lied to and all that. And he was saying, like, how it's full of lies and all that. That's what this place is full of, man. So now, why do you think they want to shut us up so much? Because they lied to you so much. So when the truth starts coming out, they're like, man, we got to keep lying to them to make them still believers.
Right.
Because people is getting up and they're starting to see the great awakening is coming. People leaving the churches. You know, they're leaving the bastards, all that, man. So the veil is being lifted off of the people's eyes. The ones that the Lord ordained for. You know, not everybody. Because many is going to perish here in Babylon.
And he's doing this for a sign.
That's right.
The warning that we're giving right now will be a sign and a testimony to those people who mocked and scoffed at us every day. Because guess what are they going to say? Oh, they were right. Where are they? They were right. And guess what? We're nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
You know?
What's that? That Ezekiel 33. It says, then it shall be known as
Who's my prophet? Pangamangu? Yeah.
Is that the right one?
Let me check.
Ezekiel 33, if I'm not mistaken. Because all these things is coming, man. And there's nothing, nobody can stop it.
No, it's and again, if you have common sense, you would see that it's happening.
That's right.
You would go back and say, what were these guys talking about 10 years ago? And see that a lot of these things is rolling out right now.
And the nations where it says it's going to happen from. You know?
Huh. This book of Ezekiel, chapter 33, verse 33.
Right.
And when this cometh to pass,
Yep.
lo, it will come.
See that?
That's what we saying right now. Yeah, brother.
Yo, we've been talking about, hurry up. And when it come to pass, lo, it shall come.
Hey.
You know, but y'all, like, you've been, all we can say at this point is you've been warned, man.
Huh.
You know, all we've been trying to do was get the blood off our hands, work out our own salvation, even though we all fall short, man.
Right.
We all make mistakes, we all slip, but we got to get back up and keep moving.
And we've been commanded to do this work.
That's right. Because, yo, imagine if we slip and we stopped coming out here. Now, we fell back in the mystery where a dog returned to his vomit. You know?
Hey,
Still come out.
and through the spirit, power, mercy, grace of Yahweh Shem Shah, he's commanded us to come out. He put the spirit on us.
That's right.
No man can take that away.
That's right.
I don't care what kind of tactics you think you're going to do, what kind of threats you think you're going to give.
That's right. That's right.
There's nothing that's going to move a true man of the Lord.
That's right.
Through his spirit, through his power, through his mercy, and through his grace.
That's right.
So good luck when you keep on trying. Just keep on.
No matter how hard you try, you can't stop being that. I saw it from the rhythm, man. You know?
Come. It says, and lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them.
That, man, we gotta get
Come.
Let's just rewind. You know?
Select that.
So they hear it, man.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33, verse 33.
Wow.
And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them.
That's right. Then you're going to know a prophet's been among you. Because what did they tell you in Islam? The last prophet was Muhammad.
Right.
There's no more prophets out here.
Yeah, right.
And that right there, that lets you know them dudes bug the hell out. And they don't know what the word prophet means or prophecy. You know? Because even in Islam, they got prophets of Baal still to this day. Man.
Right.
You know? They're telling you things because they go, oh yeah, you know the game. They say all that, man. All right, you saying some truth, man. You know that. But like, when you talk about the downfall of Babylon, no, you're not, man. You know, you want to join hands in hands with your enemies, or whoever says that they're a Muslim faith, then that's who you ride with. And all that. But everybody can't be an Israelite. That's what we're telling you.
God.
This is your bloodline. This ain't no, I'm going to convert like Judaism and all that. No, man. This is a bloodline thing. You have to be born into this, man. You know? Just like with those what is that? KKK people, the Aryans and all that, they say you have to be of a pure bloodline. Even in the mob, man. They tell you gotta be of a pure bloodline. I think it's a Sicilian bloodline. Which goes back to what? Jake. If you don't got that blood in you, then you can't be a part of it. You can associate with it. But how they say you're never going to be a made man.
And the bloodline for us is through the man's seed.
That's right. That's right.
So for them other people,
right,
it's like it's you got to be the man and the woman have to be the same. No, for us, it's through the seed of a man because we're going to look like all different nations.
Ooh.
So that's a difference too.
Let's back that up, brother.
Come.
It's
For you simpletons that's
I
gonna
think it's in Deuteronomy,
try to mock.
where it says they were counted by their father's seed.
Count.
You know, and
Yeah.
that's an easy way to prove that.
Yeah.
You know, for y'all to be like, oh well, we all come from a woman. Yo, Babylon got y'all minds effed up, man. You know, you give a woman so much credit, and that's what this place is about. Matter of fact, Brian, look at the Statue of Liberty, man. It's a freaking well, look like a transgender, man. One of those transformers, man. I believe that's what it actually is, man. When you really look into it, you know. But they give even all these songs like Tupac, their mama, y'all came from a woman, God raised our woman, man. Get the fuck out of here with that shit, man. You know? These niggas don't understand the Bible, man. They don't understand the truth. You know? They came from us. Going back to the beginning.
This book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigree after their families by the house of their fathers.
At the house of their fathers. Because who's the head of the household? The father. What house you come from? Like, matter of fact, prime example. Just look at the tribes of Israel. You know, the 12 tribes of Israel. You had 12 men, sons, who they're the progenitors of who we are today. You got you from the house of Judah, you from the house of Ephraim, you from the house of Benjamin, you from the house of Zebulun, you know, you from the house of Manasseh. You know your house, who your father is. You from the house of Gad. It all goes back to your father. That's how they know what type of steed you was. Oh, you come from a good house. You know? You from the house of Esau, they like, yo, that's an enemy, that's some bullshit. We ain't fucking with you. You know? So it goes back to who your father, you are who your father is. There's some more on that, brother.
I got another, I got one in Deuteronomy, though. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 15. Only Yahweh had a delight in thy fathers to love them, and he chose their seed after them.
Damn.
Even you above all people, as it is this day.
Yo, read that again, not damn. That's heat right there.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 15. Only Yahweh had delight in thy fathers to love them.
It says only Yahweh, the Most High, had delight in thy fathers. It ain't say nothing about your mothers, man. Nothing about your mothers. Because a woman can't produce a seed. All right, the seed comes from the father. All right, and we're seeds of, well, we're actually seeds from of Yahweh. You know, we're his children. He got a lot of children, but we're the seed that he chose, man. You know, the nation of Israel. All right, got it, brother.
This is a bad precept. Yeah, that'll
that cuts you right up.
Cut everything.
They can't say nothing.
Right.
When they start saying, "Well, no, we came from a woman."
Right.
No, man.
Right.
It's telling you from the Most High himself. Where he delights in.
Yeah, and you never hear Jake really give honors to his father.
Nope.
Right? It's always dear mama.
Yep.
And
when they get a championship, when they win.
Right.
Oh, thank you, mom.
Right.
Shout out my mom. They don't say nothing.
Right.
They don't say nothing about their father.
Right.
It's always the mother.
Which who's the head? The head is the father.
And yo, first of all, your father wouldn't have you in no shit like that. If he was a righteous man, he's not going to pass you through the fire to roll that, man. Because he knows what comes with that. Now you want to play ball and all, yeah, that's fine, man, for exercise and stuff like that. But as far as trying to go make money off of that shit, no, hell no. Because he knows the requirements of to be successful in the wicked kingdom. You know?
It says, only Yahweh had a delight in thy fathers to love them.
Damn.
And he chose their seed after them.
Now look at Abraham. Look at Abraham. He chose, he's the father, which since his name was Abram, which is Abba. Abba is father of Abba. Right now his name was changed to Abraham, which is father of many nations. Abba's father, Raham is many nations. Abraham, man. You know? So he's the father of many nations. That's why all these other nations, they refer back to him. all these different religions and everything, they refer back to Abraham.
Hey,
Right.
what's that song from the Christian church? It says, Father Abraham
Yeah.
had many sons.
See that?
Many sons had Father
See that?
Abraham.
But
But, hey-
it said sons.
But it was one seed
That's right.
from those sons.
But
One.
see that? It says sons.
Right,
They ain't talking nothing about the daughters, man.
right.
Look at Jacob's children, right? He had one daughter, Dinah. You know, you don't really hear about her like that. Yahweh Shah had a sister. You don't hear about her like that. You hear about his brothers, Jude and James. You
Hey,
know?
we brought this out before. How many of the 12 disciples were women?
Exactly,
Come on.
exactly. You know, so that lets you know right there that how they try to demasculate our men now. It's all about demasculation with our people, and our people has been demasculated so much they want to be fucking women now. You know, what you gotta do.
It says, only Yahweh had a delight in thy fathers to love them.
God,
He chose their seed after them, even you above all people, as it is this day.
even you talking about the Israelites, man, as it is this day. That was that Moses speaking. If I'm not mistaken, that's Moses talking about the children of Israel. You know, that whole book talks about our encounters with other nations, our wars that we went through with them. You know, and that's why they get so mad once we start going into the history and all that. They like, damn, yo, these niggas is waking up. Once they turn back to their God, it's over for us. You know, but what they don't understand is it's all about the elect. All right, it's all about the elect of Israel, man, and that's the bottom line. If you're not a part of the elect, it's really nothing to discuss.
Yeah.
It's nothing to discuss because you're going to be destroyed right here in Babylon. All right,
And right now, we say we're of the hopeful elect.
that's right, Con. That's
Right?
right. That's right.
We don't dare count ourselves in that number.
That's right. That's right.
But hey, we put up the videos, come out here and camp,
Yup.
congregate with brothers, have
Yeah.
classes, and
Con.
we work on our own salvation with fear and trembling.
That's right.
You know?
Right. Yo, even an apostle to heart, he's the head of Israel. A lot of brothers they can't stand that came up with him from One West and all that. You know, they hate it. That's why they're so powerful, and they're trying to gather a congregation together, the matches, and they actually travel out and do all that. All you gotta do is the work. You know, and look at what it says. Out of his belly shall flow. If you believe on him, out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water.
Rivers of living water.
You know, and he's an example of that. All these years, he's still going hard. Video, all week long. You know, he's doing all that. So these men that's not doing those things, like I don't know what to tell you. Unless you got a problem with like mine right now, my storage. I'm trying to fix my storage situation on my phone. You know, so hey, I probably have to just go live, but I can't go live at work because I work a lot. So we come out here, but that's at the same token, you're still doing the work in some type of way, sending out
Right.
information, hitting brothers,
Studying.
Yep.
Hey,
That's
so
right.
if you're not putting a video, hey,
That's
you
right.
you probably should be studying,
That's
right?
Study the
Putting a
shit
lesson
out.
together.
There
Yeah.
you go. Yep.
You
That's
know,
right. You know, and your everyday walk, you're speaking about it.
right,
Because everything is not on camera. The ultimate
Right.
camera is in the sky.
right,
You know, so the Lord sees all things.
Yeah.
It ain't for everybody. Everything ain't for everybody.
right. Or you watching brothers' videos,
That's
right?
You know,
And
Comment,
marking
throwing
precepts.
scriptures
Yeah,
on there.
right.
You know, that's a part of it. You know,
John,
taking notes like the brother said.
right,
You know, you do all those things. And it's no excuses. You know, if you a teacher, you come out on the highways. It says,
hey, Shalom, Kadash.
Shalom. It says what? Your eyes shall see your teachers.
John,
You know, so you have to be seen. You have to be heard. You know. What you got, brother? Got that?
yeah, come. The book of Psalms, chapter 81, verse 1.
Ooh, yo. Stop.
God. It says, sing aloud unto Yahweh thy power, our strength.
Right.
Make a joyful noise unto the power of Jacob.
Yo, and the noise is talking about is what we're doing now, man. This is a joyful noise to his ears because we're speaking about him. We're speaking his word, man. All right, we're out here prophesying. That's a joyful noise, man. The angels is rejoicing because we're putting that vibration out here through the spirit power of Yahweh Shem Shah. The same way when Yahweh Shah was walking the earth where he was going, man. Putting that vibration out. You know, going around speaking to his men. And he was working. This is work, man. Like that song from Rihanna, work. This is work, man. And it's all different types of work, man. It says the laborers are few, but the harvest is plenty, man. So if you got that type of mentality, you're supposed to be like, oh shit, I'm supposed to constantly be working. You know?
The real work.
Right. Because you'll go to your job and work 12 hours a day for a paycheck. So what's the problem with working for the Lord, man? And he ain't even requiring a whole bunch from you, man. You know? Because he knows the circumstances and the situations that you're in. All right? He's a father. He controls. He's got his eyes everywhere. Eyes and ears all over, man. He saw things. He got that. You don't got nothing on limits. He's watching this. You know? You got it, bro.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 13.
God.
Enter ye in at the straight gate.
God, yo, that's right. That's the spirit. God.
For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
That's right. Wide is the gate, broad is the way to the destruction. So if you want to, all you gotta do is follow the masses. And which the root word of massacre is mass. Massacre. So you want to get massacred, just follow after all these people, what they're doing, man. You know, you want to follow the straight gate. The straight gate is different. You know? Matter of fact, like one of my songs, brothers used to always joke with me on it. That song from Free Willy by Michael Jackson. Will You Be There, I believe it. But he said it gets lonely sometimes. You know? Because it does, man. Like, yo, when you try to do the right thing, it's a lot of people you got to cut off. You got to stay alone sometimes. You know? And people don't understand how you thinking, like you hear how they talking, and you're just looking at them like with that confused look like, yo, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? Obviously, he's not keeping up with current events and nothing like that. You know, so like you keep your conversations with those people short, man. You know, because they think they got all mapped out and all that. You know, they might have good advice for Babylon, but as far as spiritual advisors, no, man. You know, you gotta stay in the spirit of this place is already gone, man. You know, you got like as you saw the destruction. These people can't see that. They still think that this place is going to keep thriving and thriving, man. You know, they've been bamboozled, and they're about to find out real soon just how bamboozled they've been. You know, that's why they put all these different pastors and all them out here and all that to still keep your mind occupied on them, man. And they like, yo, we was listening to the brothers from Boston coming up, and they what they're saying about the Christians, they're like, come as you are,
right,
stay as you are.
Yeah. You know? There's no expectation.
Yeah, all you gotta do is come in there. You don't gotta study.
Right.
You know, you might go to Bible study, but they got a committee. You know, with certain members on the board. Everybody can't come because they want to be in control of everything. There's always a goddamn woman on there, man. She's the backbone of the Christian church, the fucking nigga woman, man. You know, she calls all the shots. You know? And these pastors is weak. Like, prime example, I got a cousin. She came up in church with her husband. I like the guy, man, but as far as when it comes to her, he's weak, man. She runs him. You know? I see videos of them in church and they be posting that shit up. I'm like, damn, this nigga gone, man. You know? And you talk about some Christian and all that, with a bald ass head, clean shaven face. You're not a man. You're a fucking child, man. Any man without a beard on his face is a child, man. That's the mindset that you went. You know, because you commanded to have them. You know?
God.
Matter of fact, you got
Yeah, it's still more than that.
All right, come
Yeah.
I'm gonna say after that, hop in the 80.
Book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
That's all you gotta do is follow after the crowd, man. But it tells you follow not a multitude to do evil. You know?
And many there be which go in thereat.
That's right.
Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life.
See that straight and narrow. You gotta be on when they say a straight and narrow path, you know, that's straight. If I'm not mistaken, that goes into difficult. You know, the streets. That's a difficult thing. Because for a lot of people, you in the flesh, we got a lot of temptations out here. It gets difficult at times, man. Even our ancestors, they slipped up. Look at Samson, man. With Delilah, he slipped up. And it cost him. It cost him heavy, man. You know? He got his eyes poked out, his enemies laughing at him, lost all his strength. And then he had to what? He had to go back and build it back up. And then at the end of the day, he asked the Lord, well, just let me take all of it with me. And the Lord granted him that. You know, we got plenty of instances in the scriptures where it talks about what our people, when they slipped up, what it cost them. And they were men of the Lord, and they're right back here now. Some of them making mistakes as well, but you know, at the end of the day, they're going to be delivered.
It says, because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life,
Right.
and few there be that find it.
Few there be, they say a whole lot of people. You know, that's why it's good to be alone, man. You're not supposed to be around a whole bunch of niggas, man, because that's what gets you in trouble. You know, and then that peer pressure comes, and if you're influenced by peer pressure, you a weak-minded dude, man. Straight up, you weak-minded. You gotta have a strong mind, and to have that strong mind, you have to have somebody teach you.
And the Lord had to sup with you. You got that spirit, so you can stand on something.
That's right.
And that something that you're standing on is the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right. And that's your foundation. And when you break those, now you're sinning. You know, because sin is transgressions of the laws, which we have 613 of. That's why the church only talks about 10 commandments. That's the famous drum, 10 commandments. We got 10 commandments. But the rest of the 602 laws, you break it. No, 603. Because they only give you 10 and 613.
Right.
So the 603 you break. You know?
It says, beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves.
God damn. That's right. That's right.
Hey, and that starts with the people that so-called call themselves Israelites, and not teaching the true doctrine. You know, and going into all other types of nonsense, right? Rather than what's in these scriptures. One example is the MOTB. If you can't see it now, then again, you're either paid off or the Lord's just not dealing with you, right?
Not doing it
at all. And you're going to lead your congregation into destruction.
Right. And guess what? All that blood's going to be on your hands.
John.
It's going to be on your hands.
And part of that inwardly they're ravening wolves is because they heap up to them riches for themselves. There's been plenty of times when even camp leaders in all camps, you know, taking brothers' credit cards and all that other nonsense, using brothers, right? So
this guy, he in the spirit world now, but times of that. He called himself the God circumference.
Con.
You know?
Hey, he had Bentleys and he had all that
the Lord took his ass out.
Right.
So go to them that it says, go to you that are rich.
Right.
You know, because you receive the consolation. You know? I can wait, man. Listen,
right.
There ain't nothing in this world to offer you.
And hey, I got a question to ask, you know, brothers too. Hey, if I said, listen, I'm gonna give you $1 million right now. Just know that once you take this $1 million, you're gonna die tomorrow.
Hey,
you said, would you take it?
Like, you got some dudes be like, yup,
I'm just gonna live
as
that
long as my
one for that day. Yeah, one for that day, right?
they're going to ball out.
Right, yeah, for one day, right? As soon as you take it, 12 hours later, you're gonna die.
Damn.
So, hey, that's what it is when these people take the bag,
Yo, God.
right? So you thinking that you live in this life, but you declared yourself dead
Yo,
because ain't no coming back from that.
look at Gilly, man. Where he just got 100 million, like nine months ago, or whatever. Now your son can hurt him, you know. And then you can tell he knew something because how he was looking at the car. Yo, Wallow signed it first. Then Gilly was looking at it like moving around. He ain't want to sign that shit. You could tell. You can tell a man if you can read spirits. You can read that man's spirit. He really ain't want to sign that shit. Then Wallow had a little ass bottle of Amsterdam vodka. Gilly had a big ass bottle that was empty. You know, that's showing sorrow, man. That's signs, man. You gotta be able to read signs. Like I think a lot, so I look at shit like, man, like, that's crazy. You know, but then when he finally signed it, he hurried up to help Wallow. He was playing some music. You're gonna be rich forever. Like, that's fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
nah.
Your son is gone. Now you had Gilly Fest and all that. You up there acting a fool, but then you posting stuff. Oh, this my son. Nah, man, get the fuck out of here. You sacrificing, you send him to the fire to know that now. You know, plain and simple. That's why it fucked with you that he would sign that deal. Because yo, he's a man. He knows the industry, right? Because he was with Cash Money.
Yeah, baby in there.
You know, so he knows them niggas wicked as hell. You know. But that's consequences, man.
So, hey, what do you live your life for? Money, or Yahweh Shem Shai, or true integrity, true virtue?
Get it.
You know, the truth,
God.
right?
What was that? Where it says no man can serve two masters?
God.
Ain't that Matthew? Let's see, 24. Whether you love one and hate the other.
God.
That's your Howard Shine telling you right there. Prime example, man. But they always trying to give you money, man.
Right.
But this ain't real money, man.
Right.
Because they know how poor we are. But the Lord tells you that you just gotta wait for it.
Just gotta wait.
God, I was talking to a dude this week. He was like, he said the more longer the better. And I had to really meditate on that. I'm like, damn, the more longer the better. He's like, the longer the wait, the better the reward. Because you're going to appreciate it that much more.
God.
And that's why the Lord is putting this to it. Like, when they give you something real quick, you got to go through all that. Like, yo, man, you're not enjoying that because you still have sorrow. Once the Lord give us our reward, ain't no God do no rituals, no wickedness, man. We're going to be at peace because it was given to you. But these men that take this bag and all that, they got to do wickedness, man.
And through His Spirit, power, mercy, and grace, you earned it.
That's right. Yeah.
It wasn't just like, when Satan took Yahweh Shai on that mountain and said, hey, I'll give you all this. Just serve me. Hey, and it was a no. And that's the same thing. If I give you $1 million, you die. You can't die tomorrow. Come on. So what should you enjoy? You should enjoy these laws, statutes, commandments. You should enjoy the scriptures. You should enjoy your faith and knowing the reward that you have to come, the reward that is to come.
After this, it's happened today. In the house.
Yahweh.
Because that's actually going into the hour of temptation. You know what I'm saying? Which we're about to come up on. They're going to try the same shit. You know, you gotta stand firm. You gotta go.
Come on. This book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 24. No man can serve two masters.
Yeah.
For either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
Right.
Ye cannot serve the power and mammon.
Yeah, so the mammon is money. So you're going to love one and hate the other because it's a constant conflict. You know? It says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So you're going to be constantly growing in your mind. You know, I got this, but I got to go here. You know, I got to do this. And man. You got to serve the Lord. You know, this is a punishment. Like we in a punishment right now on timeout. the Lord sat our ass down. He said, oh, y'all was foolish, y'all was this. I'm sitting our ass down for the wickedness, and I have to purge y'all. You know? He said, I have to purge all the wickedness out of y'all, bring back the righteous ones, and through the righteous ones, they're going to make the nation clean again, man. You know? Even going into the laws. Why do you think that people got stoned back then? You know? That was to put the fear of Yahweh sitting outside in their heart, man. So they sit and they did it publicly. You know? And they brought out the law. Whatever law you broke, they read it. You know, he broke such and such. This is the punishment. In public. And everybody had to stand and watch. Like I just saw the video, I believe it was like, I want to say like South America or something. But a man got accused, well, he got found guilty of raping little boys. He got found guilty of raping little boys, and they did his ass ancient style. Big ass rock, stoned his ass, man.
Yeah, kind of saw that.
Then not just that, they took his pants down and stabbed him on the shit. You know? And everybody watching. And every time a brick hit him, they that's putting the fear in him, man.
Right.
So that's let them know, nigga, let you do the same thing. This was going to happen to you.
Right.
You know? And the Lord gave us instances of that throughout the whole scripture.
Yeah. And over in the east, countries still do that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they quick to pick up the storm.
Yeah.
Because that's an ancient custom. You know? But over here, what they used to do the firing squad. You know? Or they capital punishment. But see, over here, they so soft, man. They let you sit 10, 15, 20 years and all that. No, you're supposed to get that shit done right out the way.
Right.
Oh, he did this, he can't live no more. Because that evil is still around, man.
Right.
And that evil spirit can go throughout the other people. That's like a cancer. If you got a cancer cell in your body, it spreads throughout your whole body. That's when your whole body dies, man. You know, so you got to cut that cancer out immediately, man. And that's what that law is all about. That's why when you transgress the law, and it's a punishment for that, they get you right out of it. So that the land is not all so that the land is not polluted. You know?
God. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 1. Then was Yahushua led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil.
And yo, that's what we about to come into right now. But see, the Lord already went through that for our sakes to show us how to conduct ourselves in the time of Jacob's trouble and the tribulation that's coming. So,
God. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the son of Yahweh, command that these stones be made bread.
See, now they was trying to play it because he like, and yo, they tried to get him when he was at his lowest point. So you know when you hungry, you starve, you like you want to eat. Yeah. So they trying to come at him, yo, because they knew the scriptures. So they like, well, why don't you turn this into bread? Trying to make him tempt the Lord. Trying to make him tempt the Father. You know, and that's the same way they want to try to come at us now. They're going to be like, oh, you Israelites, you know, you've been striving for it. We got this big ass steak. They might have your favorite meal and all this that. All you got to do, they might be like, just eat it, man. Take just seed it. You know, they got a whole bunch of different tactics, and if you don't do what they want, ultimately they're gonna put you to death, man.
God.
But Yahweh Shah went through it first because that's our big bro, man. You know,
God. And they kind of mocking him too because they're saying, hey, since you got all this power, then do this.
Exactly.
And so that's how they try to get with us too, right? Hey,
right,
so if you're Israelites, then hey, well, this should be happening then.
Yep.
Or you should be on top then. Or you should be able to do this then.
I thought y'all was the greatest nation on the planet.
Right. You're above all people, right?
God, why should God? They call our God soft. Man.
Right.
That shit, man. They're like, how's he letting all this stuff happen?
Right, happen to you. Right. Why were you slaves?
Because
right?
you don't understand. First of all, they said, my thoughts is not your thoughts. My ways are not your ways.
Yeah. And we went off. That's right. We deserve what we're getting right now, our punishment. Right? We went off.
That's right, brother.
And so, yeah, as men of the Lord, we take accountability. Yeah. Hey, it says if you repent, right? Turn yourself, hey, the Lord will hear us.
That's right.
But we got to repent. We got to turn back.
That's right.
from our wicked ways, and then the Lord will hear us.
That's right. That's right.
So no, we take full accountability for the predicament that we put ourselves in.
That's right.
As a nation.
That's right.
It says so. It says, and when the tempter came to him, he said, "If thou be the son of Yahweh, command that these stones be made bread." But he answered and said,
and that didn't. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Yahweh Shai had already did the loaves.
"Oh, come with fish."
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he had already did that at this time. So they tempted him like, "Oh, you do that," you know, but they heard about those things, bro. You know, they knew about the power of Yahweh Shai, man, that he possessed.
God. It says, but he answered and said, "It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahweh."
That's life. You know, that's life. The words that come out of this book. You know, you can eat. Once you eat, it goes to your body digestion, you shit it out, you forgot about it. But these words, once they go into you, you can't forget about it. Because it's weighing on your mind, man. And when you get these words, basically, you're gonna apply them to your life to do the right thing so you can live. You're choosing life when you choose these words, man. Anything else, you choose to follow after another doctrine or another custom, that's death, man.
Right, or another culture, right? Or another religion.
Yeah.
Or another philosophy.
That's right. Yeah.
There's so many things that we've been told by other men.
Right.
And hey, we hold it dear.
That's right.
By these so-called philosophers, right? By other men that have basically made up their own doctrines and religions.
Right.
And yeah, right? But we hold that dear. But when we go in and read this book, and then we say, well, hey, man wrote that. Hey, you go to these colleges, right? To study what men wrote, their theories. Their theories that may not be proven right or may be proven.
Right. And they follow after that.
Right. But you follow after it to the T.
So they can get benefits from this piece.
Right. And we're telling you not to follow us, not to follow what we say, but to follow what it says in the scriptures.
Right.
And check it for yourself.
That's right. Thoroughly.
Right. But then you scoff and you mock us.
Right.
Oh, well, you're crazy. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, man wrote that book. Man wrote everything that you think about. Dummy. Hey, you so smart, you dumb smart. So my grandpa used to tell me. Hey, you got so much knowledge, you dumb smart. You know?
Good.
And that's what you people are. Because we're telling you where the wisdom is. And it's in the scriptures.
Right.
Nowhere else.
Right.
No other book can mate with the scriptures.
Right.
It tells you how to live your life. It tells you how to treat your brother.
Yep.
It tells you even how to deal with other nations.
Yep.
Hey, it tells you to live peaceably. And hey, that's what we want to do.
Right.
Even in this time right now, hey, we want to be at peace. But we get war declared on us.
That's right. Bro.
And we say war because it is war that's declared on us as men of the Lord.
Right.
Actual war. Right? And if not for the spirit, power, mercy, and grace of Yahweh Bashim El Shai, who knows what they would do to us? Right? Right. Right. But the Lord puts it on our spirit to come out here and to warn all the people, especially our people, to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible and not their own thoughts and their own YOLO life. But come back to this book. Come back to your heritage of who you really are, a righteous people, a set apart people.
Right. I got it swiftly.
Come.
And this where we in right now, right? Yahweh Shai. That's why he ain't fold. He ain't fold when it came down to it. for this law right here. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 1. It says, and the power spake all these words, saying, I am Yahweh thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. And that word gods right there is lowercase, man. So you got these gods on this earth, these men, they claim to be gods. Because what you got, these rappers, there's certain type of God here in Babylon. They're idols, they're false God. We're gods.
Hey, so we are gods, but you should die like men.
That's right. But these men, they are. But these men, they take the bag like 50, like you gotta all of them. They do those rituals, but they put them up. I'll put your name on lights. Everybody I love you. You can travel here. You can take care of your immediate family, but then let you take care of your community.
It says, then the devil taketh him up into the holy city.
Man, I was just saying.
Can't make this up. And setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple.
See that? So he sat him up there on the high place. Because why? And Yahweh Shai knew this is how decent Yahweh Shai is, man. He was all about prophecy. He is about prophecy and order. So he was like, y'all take me up here. But he knew that they had the power to do so. So it was that appointed time for them to do that. But he wasn't supposed to bow down and serve them. But that would make him a false man,
And saith unto him, if thou be the son of Yahweh, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against the stone.
And that's how you know that these devils know the scriptures. Because that's why you have to know the scriptures, because it's yours, man. It's not theirs. But they're trying to twist the same thing that happened in the Garden of Eden. What he do, he used it against Eve, the weaker vessel, when she folded. Same when they was like, it is written, So they search these scriptures out, they study it, so they can use them against you to try to see where your mindset is at. The Lord has to be dealing with you. You gotta be a righteous man, And you can't fold under pressure. Because the ultimate pressure is coming. Where it's about to get real rough out here in Babylon. Trouble like you never seen in your life. You never even heard about, you never witnessed, you never even saw it on television, not even in the movies, man. Just think about the most horror movie with destruction and all that, and times 100. And that still don't got no magnitude on the things that's about to happen here in this country. It's not good.
God. Yahweh Shai said it to him, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt Yahweh thy power.
That's right, you don't tempt the Lord, man. And a lot of people do that now. I try to pray throughout the whole day, whatever I do, even crossing the street, man. I thank the Lord for allowing me to do that, man. You got people like these niggas that rock the dirt bikes up and down the highway, they tipping them good. Wheeling and all that, like they're in control of their own bike. No, you're not in control of that bike. You're not even in control of yourself. The Lord is in control, man. He's controlling. And at any given time, he can control the angel, let him go. And you're going right back to the spirit world. We don't control nothing here. The Lord is in control of all things, and that's what Yahweh Shai knew. And that's why he was able to resist the devil. It says, resist the devil, and he shall flee from you. And it's going to show you that right here in this chapter.
God, some of this also is for these young brothers coming into the truth too. Like, hey, use common sense. Just because you're in the truth doesn't mean you go to your job and go to Esau and curse him out and say, hey, the Lord got me. Hey, no, you're just stupid.
I don't need you.
Right. You just stupid. So hey, you also have to use wisdom. And that's what this is saying. So he's not gonna just fall off the cliff, right? And say, hey, well, the Lord's gonna protect me anyway. So that's the same thing that for you guys, right? And it's true.
Let's say be harmless as a dove. Wise as a
serpent, harmless as a dove.
I wanted to ask you a question about how God put I'm responsible for what my father did in his life. Now I take on all of his like I'm being punished for he did. Okay. Like I was born blind, my left eye. My mother did go, so I didn't. I mean, I'm a baby. I'm a baby. So why am I being punished now? But I didn't have any control over. I wasn't even here. I have no control over nothing. So it's not. I don't think it's fair, man. Like you know.
All right, got you. So all right, so two things I'm gonna give you because can you grab visiting fathers, third and fourth generation?
Yeah.
The Nicholas and fathers. Because do you believe in reincarnation?
Coming back and someone else.
No, yeah, check. When it says your father, right?
Send of the Father, Son, upon the Son.
Yeah. And we are our forefathers. We are those people in that book we discussed before.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna answer that. This is two questions. There's two answers to the question. The answer is the same way, right? Because you didn't have to do nothing for that to happen, right? It could be the Lord can have that for you right now because He has men to come up that could heal you. Just like
Jesus Christ is not here anymore. He can't.
Oh, but
those miracles aren't happening no more.
Okay, watch this, brother. I got you, brother. I got you. Just get that first. I got you.
And that's a lot of anger that I've been carrying around from months going shooting dope.
But you can't get mad at her, bro.
I mean, who else am I gonna get angry with? I couldn't do much in life because of her actions. You know what I'm saying?
I got you, brother. Watch this. We're gonna bring it up. And watch this, bro. After you get that,
gotta be angry at somebody. Somebody gotta be held accountable. That's all on me now. He's dead.
Like with us, we get angry at ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We don't take accountability because we don't know what we did in our past life. We don't know.
Who, me?
No, me either.
Oh, I was here before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna prove it.
Yeah.
We're gonna prove it.
I mean, it makes
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yo, watch. We're gonna prove it.
Yeah.
Watch this. Watch this, bro.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 34, verse 7. Keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgressions and sins. And that will by no means clear the guilty,
See that?
visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, and upon the children's children,
See that?
unto the third and to the fourth generation.
Damn, you come back every 4th generation. Third or fourth generation. So we were saved from the beginning. We lived though. This ain't the first time you came on earth. Because with your fleshes in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7. It says, then shall the dust return to the ground as it was, and the spirit goes back to down Eden, right? So now when you perish, all you do is it's like you move into a different house. You know what I'm saying? You got your judgment, you're here on earth, you live it out to however long the Lord allows you to live, and He calls you back, go back home, get another judgment, and you come back down here to live.
So it's going to stop when I can stop it. I have the power to stop it, but I have to live.
Father, Lord, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Right. Repent. Yeah.
No, grab Acts. I think Acts 2. Acts 2. If I'm not mistaken. When Peter and John was going to the temple with the man that was lame.
Yeah.
Watch this. Now check this out. And it's also one. Matter of fact, no. I believe it was the blind man. Since you said blind in one eye, right? When it was like Father.
Who they send? Who send? Yeah.
Bubble shot. You get back at. You know, and this should make more sense to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not necessarily that you did anything in your past life. You don't know what you did.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, put it like that. I don't know what I did. I know,
but it's a punishment. This
I feel like it's a punishment, man.
Nah, well, we all been punished. Even us. We've been punished. It's spinning bodies, man, that they don't even got limbs, man. You know? But the Lord, that's why you're supposed to fear Him, because He has. It says, don't fear the man that can kill the body. Because after that, what can he do? It says, fear the man that can kill the body and soul in hell. So hell is being hell right now. So He can give you a body that you in the wheelchair you're in. You know, you can't even use your limbs, man. This men just like this men that like they don't got no legs, no arms, nothing, and they gotta live like this, and that's hell for them. And that's the sin. Not enough because I know we spend a lot, but I want to grab some scriptures for you to back on what I'm saying. Just to edification.
Yeah, you gotta go here.
I appreciate the fine precept. Okay.
That's right.
All right, brother. It's the book of John, chapter 9, verse 1. And as Yahushua passed by, he saw a man which was birth.
There you go. Now see
that's what haunts me, man. That verse
was
right
blind
there.
from your birth?
Yeah.
Now watch this.
All right.
That's my mother. She could do.
Right.
Check it out. Watch what the Bible reads.
And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents,
See that?
that he was born blind?
See that? Who did sin? This man or his parents? And that's what his disciples is asking. Watch this, bro. Watch what the Lord tells you.
Yahushua answered, Neither hath this man sinned, nor his parents.
See that? So now you got to look at yourself and take the anger out. You know what I'm saying? That should give you a better understanding. Like, damn, what if I did it? So, Lord, you did this too. It's for a reason. Now you got to figure out the reason why it's happening. Watch this, bro.
Neither hath this man sinned, nor his parents, but that the works of Yahweh should be made manifest in him.
Damn. So that the works of the Most High be made manifest in him.
And that's why you're here right now,
That's right.
at this time,
Damn.
at this day, to give you an opportunity to be activated to who you really are. You follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, and have faith that you are sons of the power.
That's right. Get some more, brother. Ain't there some more, man?
Con.
Thanks for clearing that up, man.
Nah, no doubt, bro.
I tried to ask somebody in IUIC. They got on the microphone and
Trying to yell at you.
it just got carried away.
Yeah, that's what they
And
do.
by me trying to hear, it's so loud that you want to hear, but
Yeah.
the loudness of it distracts you.
All right.
See how you have been. It came to me now I understand. But
Yeah.
if it was really loud, I would be like, I'd be blown away by the microphone.
Because see, when men do that, they're trying to show off for everybody.
Yeah, it won't be seen. It won't be heard. and
We
seen.
ain't about all that. We're here strictly for the word. That's it. You get edification. Now, if you came up,
Yeah, I didn't even know
you
it.
came, but I saw you sitting there for a minute.
Yeah, me too.
You came, and
Yeah.
then you was just chilling.
Yep.
And I'm like, man, I know you sitting there. And then you came and you actually was listening. So the brother, he looked at me like,
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, brother, all right, you might have a question.
Yeah.
Because you ain't come up on no round. Like, yo, man, excuse me. We can deal with brothers like that. But dudes that come up on that crazy, like, yo, walk the block. Right, let's listen. Yo, let's still support, man. On that one, because I wanted to grab an axe as well.
Acts.
Yeah, because like you said, now it said neither the decent nor his parents. And that's like, so the Lord can have you be blind so that he can send one of his men to do it. And when you get healed, you're like, oh, you crazy. Oh, God, I see no shot. And all that, man, you know? Just like, I'm a cool.
Verse 4, it says, I must work the works of him that sent me
See that?
while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work.
See that? And right now was the day. And what we was just speaking about when we was in Matthew 24, when we was talking about the hour of temptation, that's what's coming. That's when no man's going to be able to work. Like this is part of the work. We're not going to be out here in the highways and hedges. And like you mentioned, IUIC, the IUIC, ISUPK, they're all set up around. You got other men that come out and do the work, but what is
I ain't thinking bad about it.
No,
because
I'm not saying
the
that.
microphone.
Yeah, but it
speakers.
says my sheep shall hear my voice.
Yeah, my sheep.
You know what I'm saying? So when you can go to all different camps and everything and hear the doctrine, that's what's going to draw you in because that's the words of the word.
Doctrine,
You
man.
know what I'm saying? That's the right doctrine, the doctrine of Yahushua, the doctrine of Yahushua's prophecy, which we believe comes from, that's come from the great notes of the apostles and elders of great notes. You know what I mean? That's
Say it again.
Apostles and elders of great notes, GMS. You know, so we follow after them. You also got a great millstone camp down there on Market Street. I believe between 10th and 9th
Market?
Yeah, great millstone. And they say the same thing we said. You know, so we in the same
Well,
spirit.
I appreciate you clearing that up, man. Makes sense, bro. Because I got a lot of anger, man.
Nah, let it go. Watch this, bro.
Huh.
It said now you can have anger, but the scriptures tell you be angry, but sin not. You know, but don't be mad at the Lord because you can't. How
Yeah,
can you get
I
mad
was
at
like, why me? You know?
Yeah, but why not you? Because you don't know what he called you for. You know, you never know. Watch this, bro. Even that dude when they asked who sinned, you know, the Lord was like, it was just for Jesus showing he knew.
I don't go to case and everything, man. When I was young, the penitentiary, all that.
Yeah,
Because I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
and that's part of the curse. Well, hold on, let's get that in Acts real quick. When Peter and
John.
healed the brother that was at
Peter and John healed somebody?
Yeah, watch this. Watch. You want and
I
listen.
thought Christ was the only one that
Nope.
performed miracles.
Nope. Watch this, bro. And we're living in the book of Acts now, right? You're gonna have men that walk this earth right now that do the same thing. Because he said the Lord said Yahweh shall call Christ. His name Yahweh. He said these things that I do, you'll be able to do in greater. So don't start now. You just gotta believe. Watch it, bro.
Huh. Let's look at Acts chapter 3, verse 1. Now Peter and John went up together into the temple at the hour of prayer, being the 9th hour.
Yeah. So that's like about 9 o'clock in the morning. They was going to pray to the temple.
And a certain man, lame from his mother's womb, was carried.
See, now this is another man. Now we gave you an example when Yahweh Shai healed the brother with the blindness. Now this is Peter and John, which is Peter was the top apostle. John with him, but these are men that believe and they was preaching the same thing that they learned from Yahweh Shai.
And a certain man, lame from his mother's womb, was carried,
Lame from his mother's womb, man. Right? Carried.
whom
And
they
see,
laid.
Now, Slock it.
Yeah.
Now, why we read this? Because you was blind from your mom's womb. Now, see, and everybody knows that, right? So the Lord can heal you when, and then everybody that know you know, and when they see like you seeing everything, like, oh, is this the same man? Yo, what happened? And then you go and start telling, yo, the Lord did this, man. Watch. That's it, bro.
And a certain man, lame from his mother's womb, was carried, whom they laid daily at the gate of the temple.
See, they lay him daily in front every day. For him to come and beg to get money.
He had legs.
Yeah, he had legs, but he just couldn't walk. He couldn't use them. That's like I say, a paraplegic. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't walk, so they had to carry him, lift him up, carry him, sit him down, and they would leave him, and he would ask for money from the saints that came to our congregation because our people was generous like that. So when they saw him, they would here, brother, watch this, bro. Because this came a day for his healing to happen. You know, but it all starts in the mind, man. You gotta believe first. Right?
It says, whom they laid daily at the gate of the temple, which is called Beautiful.
Yeah, damn. And it, in the Hebrew, that would be Yapah. It's beautiful, right? And this was a beautiful thing that happened. Watch this, bro.
To ask alms of them that entered into the temple.
Do you know what alms is, bro?
Alms?
Yes.
Alms is a gift, it's a gift that, it's actually a gift that you give to charity, right?
Yeah, there you go. Yep, you're right. Yep. So it's money, whatever you have, you give. This is charity. You don't ask for it back, you don't want it back. You know what I'm saying? There's many ways to give alms, man. Even your time, you can give your time as alms as well, man. If you don't have, you know, the money or whatever, resources and all that, you got it, bro.
It says, who seeing Peter and John about to go into the temple, asked an alms. And Peter, fastening his eyes upon him with John, said, look on us. And he gave heed unto them, expecting to receive something of them.
See, now, when Peter did that, the Spirit hopped on him to make him look at him. You know what I'm saying? Because he was about to do something for this man. And obviously, you know, this man been out there for a long time, and it was his time. This was his time to be healed physically. You know? Go ahead, bro.
Then Peter said, silver and gold have I none.
Now, see, he ain't even asking for alms. He ain't even asked Peter for alms. But Peter saw, but he probably heard and saw him, and he told, yo, look at us. because they had the real money. That money that he had, he could take the phone and go spend it, but then that's all. You know, but this what they gave was way more deeper.
Then Peter said, silver and gold have I none, but such as I have give I thee.
And that's what we're giving to you right now. What we have, we're giving it to you. We're giving it to you free. You know, we ain't out here with no bucket and all that assets and money. No, we don't do nothing. You know, it says buy the truth and sell it not. And what buy means is mean to get it, understanding of it, and you go out there and teach it, you give it to the people. You got it, bro.
But such as I have give I thee, in the name of Yahushua Hamashiach of Nazareth, rise up and walk.
See that? And yo, go ahead, bro.
And he took him by the right hand and lifted him up, and immediately his feet and ankle bones received strength.
Damn. And that was a miracle.
So, okay, these were apostles and disciples.
Yeah. They actually walked with Yahushua.
So that's miracles are done with now.
No. Those same men is right back here on the planet right now. You know, teaching and doing everything. The Lord does not have given them that power to do this big yet. Right?
It works at night.
I know. Now we always talk. But check it out. What I mean by that is these men already had that power within inside themselves. They didn't know it. That's what's the significance of the Yahushua coming. And he was the example to show them and to give them the belief. That's why they walked with him. All the years they walked with him and all that. So when he left, they had the full belief and everything that they was able to do the same thing. Prime example, Yahushua walked on the water, right? Peter did the same thing in the flesh. He hopped out the boat because he saw it, and he kept his eyes on Yahushua. And that's right now, that's what we have to do. We got to keep our eyes on him. You know, mentally, you got to think about him and all that. That's your eyes, your mind, and all that. You got to keep your eyes on him. You have to believe. That's why I tell brothers to start with your belief. You know? And when Peter started walking on the water, he wasn't even thinking about it. He was just doing it because he saw Yahushua. Now, when he thought about it, that was his flesh that made him doubt. So when he took his eyes off him, and started sinking, he called out, "Yo, save me!" And that's what his name means. He is the Savior. He is the Deliverer. He is the he poured it, and grabbed him by his right hand and poured him up. Now, when Peter just held this man, he said, "In the name of Yahushua of Nazareth, I'm gonna get up and walk." And he grabbed him with his right hand. That's significant because Yahushua sits on the right hand of the Father. That's where the power comes from, the right hand. You also have power on the left hand, but that's wickedness. You know, that was the significance of that move right there. You grab him by his right hand, get up and walk. It lets you know that was a righteous move. You know, it wasn't all but all, because they was trying to say that Yahushua, when he walked, they said he does miracles in the name of Baal, because they had witch doctors and witchcraft back then, which they, even to this day, they still do that stuff now, man. You know, you got certain magicians, right? They be floating and levitating and all that. That's because it's power on the left hand side. That's miracles on the left hand side. But the right hand side power is coming now. Those men have that power within themselves right now. The Lord just has to release it.
And I'm gonna give you the real miracle, because there's miracles that happen every day with brothers.
Yeah.
Just think about it. What's death? What's the Walking Dead?
The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
I guess
There's people that are the Walking Dead right now.
Yo, you mind if we put you on camera?
Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
My bad.
They'll be right there.
That's why I asked first. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers are just put him on there.
So I'll let you think about it for a second, but I'm gonna give it to you, because again, we're raising the dead. Right now, there's miracles happening right now, because we are raising the spiritually dead. That's the miracle.
That's right,
because now, what do? You come into your proper life and be of that hopeful elect, and understanding who you are as an Israelite. Then what that makes you repent and come back to the law, statutes, commandments in this Bible, and become a hopeful elect, a hopeful man of the Lord, by coming out and doing this work. That's a miracle.
That's right.
Those miracles happen every day,
That's right.
every single day, because of the brothers that's you know, on the YouTube, right, or whatever other platform that they have, right? That's a miracle, because you were once dead.
That's right.
You were dead,
Ooh,
not literally, but figuratively, you were dead.
I got a slip.
So right now, that's why I'm telling you, this is a miracle. The fact that you're standing here right now, because guess what? Me and a brother wasn't going to come out here until closer to 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
You might not have seen us.
Yeah, yo, God.
Actually,
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yo. I was like, yo,
Yeah.
I said, Lord's willing, we out there at 4 o'clock.
Right.
I increase my memory. That's the, you know, I'm 55 years old, right? So it's hard for me to memorize like verses and things like that. Go right to them. It's hard for me to do that.
hey, but guess what? Once you get yourself to your house, because guess what? We all grew up in church, right? We all went to church every week, right? Every weekend, sometimes 3 days a week, right? I couldn't tell you a scripture if you paid me. You come into this truth and your spirit is right, the Lord's going to give you all that. He's going to work with you. You ain't even have to worry about it. And that's what's so decent about this thing, because again, many men in this truth were raised in either the Catholic Church or Christian Church, right? And they couldn't. Matter of fact, they could read a scripture, couldn't tell you what it means.
That's right, yeah.
So what is that in Psalms, right? I'm gonna get that in Psalms.
What's that one in their dead bodies?
Everybody shall lie in the street. Shall lie in the street. Yeah.
I think it's the name.
No, it's one of those Revelation.
Yeah.
Not be suffered to put in the grave.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna look it up right now.
I'm gonna find out.
The Bible got everything already figured out.
That's right, bro.
Huh.
Yeah, hey. Everything. Let's bear with us, bro.
$11. Oh,
So 11.
I just did it. I just did it last
Oh,
week.
it's right there.
Yeah, that's the spirit. Because I just did it. Revelation 11.
Revelation's 11,
Yeah, 8.
8 and 11.
11 and 8.
Oh, sorry. There you go. Yo, come. You got yours?
Go ahead, you got you. I do my guts.
Nah, because like with the problem, bring this out because I said we was dead, the walking dead, and all that, right? And this is the way to prove that as well, because whenever a physical body dies, you got to put it in the ground, right? So that's how you know it's not talking about it. This is a Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. It says, "And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified." Right? So it says in the great city, right? It's talking about Sodom and Egypt. It's talking about America. The Sodom being for the happy people, the homosexuals, and Egypt being for bondage, for the slaves. Going back to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. It speaks to that about we shall be brought to Egypt again by ships. You know? It says verse 9, it says, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. So they seeing us now before the Lord woke us up. At one point in time, he was dead. We ain't know who he was. Now once you find out who you are, you become alive. Like my testimony to that is when I first came into this truth, I was working down 17th and JFK, right? And the brother I know, he came, you know, he teaches in Florida, you know, and he started talking to me. I'm like, yo, what? And the more he started talking to me, it was like the spirit just hitting me. And like, you know how when you wake up in the morning, you get a good sleep and you yawning?
Yeah.
Like waking up, you're like, yeah, that's how I felt. I felt like I came out of deep sleep. And I'm like, man, I felt different. I didn't feel the same anymore. So now it's like I became alive because I was just walking around sad, depressed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that. Even in this truth, you still get depressed, but you understand where it's coming from. You know what I mean? Before I ain't know. getting locked up, messing with these men, smoking weed, doing all type of crazy shit, man. You know, but the Lord brought me out of that, man. You know, and it's only through Him that can happen. You know.
So by me working Friday and Saturday, I'm in a sin, right?
No, it's not the Sabbath. The Lord, and
No,
that's
yeah.
crazy. But you just, no, that's a spirit. You just talk. We know, brothers. Some brothers gotta work. So, you know, you got a job. You got to work. We ain't saying, yo, quit your job. Just quit. Nah, brother. You gotta do what you got. You still can watch videos. You know what I'm saying? You be here. We come out here on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? So you just sit here, listen, and all that, man. So you still doing something. Everybody is not a prophet. Everybody's not a teacher. You got helps, man. People that listen and everything. That's part of the 130. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Lord, I believe that's what the Lord is bringing in right now.
And hey, and guess what? So, do you work on Sunday?
Yeah.
Hey, when you come out,
Oh, yeah, I'm off Mondays and Tuesdays.
whatever
I'm
you off.
Monday too. I'm
Hey,
off Monday
whenever
too.
you off, you can come out, right? You can come out, right? It do your own thing,
Yeah.
right? So don't let well, some camps do believe that
Yeah.
the Sabbath is Friday, sundown,
No, it goes by
Saturday,
the moon.
sun. No, it goes by the moon.
We can prove that too.
Right. So yeah, so the Sabbath is every month
Yeah.
is different.
Because check it out.
Yeah.
When you and how you know it's by the moon, like all right, prime example, you had IUIC at one point in time, me. He was like the lunatics. They call it the lunar Sabbath. Because the word month comes from the word moon. You know? The moon is month, right? So how you get your
He call y'all lunatics.
yeah, so for lunar because you believe that the moon.
It's not a name called.
Yeah, but now,
Yeah.
yo,
But
Genesis-
I mean, just look at it though. We didn't have this
Genesis.
Gregorian
Watch this,
calendar.
Watch this.
That's
In
a new
Genesis,
thing.
right?
So how do we
That's
look
how
at
you
it?
know
We looked at the moon.
Mm.
Yeah, it's not rocket science. It's not hard. It's not hard to understand.
Here we go, right here. This is Genesis, right? Chapter 1. And we'll start at verse. I'm gonna start at we'll start at 12, but the point is going to be in. No, let's go to 13. It's Genesis chapter 1 and 13. It says, in the evening and the morning were the third day. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven that divided day from night, right? So you got the sun and you got the moon that divides the day from the night. That's the firmament as well up there, right? Check it out. I'm going to read that again. Verse 14, it says, and God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. So that's right there telling you. Like that's how we determine the new moon. That's your new month, right? And that whatever day that your new moon falls on, that's your Sabbath.
So
I got a swift one too. Wait, listen to this. This book Ecclesiasticus, chapter 43, verse 6. He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times
There you go.
and a sign of the world.
Right.
From the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. The month is called after her name.
There you go. There you go. And what the word month comes from the word moon. And that
Oh,
proves it
man,
right
yeah,
there, man.
yeah.
So when is nighttime? When is this day?
Right now, the night.
It's daytime now?
We'll say your day actually starts when the sun goes down.
That's a
We'll
new
go
day.
From sundown from
A
sundown.
new day.
Yeah, so that's when we fast, because that's what it just said. It's for times, right? So when the day starts, boom, sundown to sundown. When we fast, like Day of Atonement, you start your fast at sundown.
So when is the Sabbath?
Sabbath. Right now it's on Monday, Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday of this month. It's about to be over.
Dang.
Then from there, it's
you
going
serious?
to go. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday. That's your Sabbath. For
Yeah.
this month,
For this
this
month.
cycle.
So it's
now,
different every month.
Right.
Because listen, just like all right, prime example,
They
like
got it
you got
wrong,
the birth-
man.
Yeah, that's a lot of things told you.
Right.
And it's
That
right there in
heavy.
scripture.
Right.
See
Right.
now, check it out, bro. Check it out. Like you got every year you got a birthday, right? It's
Yeah.
not on the same day. It's the same. Like one year, like it might be on Monday this year. Next year is going to be on Tuesday.
That's a
Yeah,
beautiful
it's gonna
point.
be on
Yeah, that's a
Wednesday,
beautiful
it's gonna
point
be
right there.
Thursday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So why would the Sabbath be every Saturday?
Right.
Because first of all, it wasn't no
Calendar, the weekdays.
It wasn't no days. It was 1, 2, like you said.
Right.
This was the third day. That's how the Lord said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's it. That we determined it by the moon.
Look up a GMS video on the Sabbath.
Yup.
Yeah, I'm looking like, oh.
Yep.
So we can be really tricked in food if we lean on our own understanding.
There you go. It says duck.
Ah.
How do you know who's the right person to learn from? You know,
Great Millstone, brother. Great Millstone.
Hey,
And
you're
you know
here
what?
for a
I'ma
reason
say
for us to tell you.
I'm gonna say this, brother. Don't take our word.
Ah.
Pray to the Lord and ask Him to guide your path to the truth. And if you really want it, it says, "Seek and ye shall find."
Ah.
So you can watch this guy determine and look through the scriptures and see what he said this.
Yeah.
Hold up, that scripture don't line up with what he just said.
Right.
I said, but what he said, it makes more sense.
Crazy,
He brought the scripture out.
Right.
That's why those guys, when they bring it out, like different scriptures, and you got questions, like that's why they got the microphone to drown you out. You know what I'm saying? Because they think it's strength for numbers.
Right. Yeah.
Bro, they
Huh.
nothing on them numbers, man. Look, it's just me and this brother right here. You know what I'm saying? We having a conversation, we talking about the scripture, and we want to say. You know, but them guys, they all deep, so it's a lot of pride there. I know more than you. I know more than you, and they fucked up. Don't give me the mic.
It's actually intimidating.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody got the same color on.
Yup. Yeah, exactly.
It's intimidating.
We all got different spirits.
Well, but I'm going to say this. If you're a man of the Lord, you ain't going to be intimidated or nothing. The Lord is going to put it on your
Well,
spirit.
you don't want to. You don't
suck
want
with
to. Like, I got a question I'm going to ask you.
Hey,
You're like, oh,
it doesn't matter. The Lord is going to activate you. Just like that's why you're here right now. So maybe that wasn't for you. Maybe the Lord, you know,
Yeah, he did. Ooh, what it say, man?
for you to be right here, for you to see the difference. Yeah, for you to see the difference. But I do got another scripture for you. Yeah. No, I got another scripture. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 111, verse 10. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom.
There you go.
So your fear should not be to your job, not to your woman, not to your friends, not to your family, but of Yahweh, the Creator, not a creature, not something He made. The fear of the Lord. So that's when you're going to get the beginning of your wisdom. So to your point of, you know, it's hard for me to remember stuff. It's not about remember. It's not about you saying, "Hey, give me Genesis 1 and 3." Matter of fact, you give me Matthew 2. You see that, right? Yeah. That's it, yo. That ain't it. I mean, hey, that's cool.
impressive.
Hey, that's impressive. That's cool. But hey, yo, don't get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in that because again, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. It says, "A good understanding have all they that do His commandments. His praise endureth forever."
Right.
So that fear is going to make you repent. That fear is going to make you have faith that the Lord is who He says He is, and you are who He says you are, right? So you're going to come back to the Scriptures, and guess what? During your free time, you're going to be watching brothers' videos, or you're going to be one of the do a class with brothers. Call brothers up and say, "Hey, let's break down this prophecy." You know, so that's you're going to occupy your time in the Word, and you're going to do what the Word says. So you're gonna stop. You're gonna put down that pork chop. You're gonna put down that bacon. Like you look like you eat shrimp too. You're gonna put down that shrimp. All right, good. Just messing with you. You know what I'm saying? That lobster. So you know what I mean? So you're gonna put all that stuff down.
I heard. Can't eat that.
Hey, that's scavengers, man. Hey, the spirit. That's the spirit, man.
That backs up with the brother just read. That's the beginning of wisdom. The fear of the Lord. That's why it's time. You know.
Oh.
And furthermore, messing up your eyes and all that stuff.
Right. It's an abomination and poison in your system.
And so now, just that small act of belief, the Lord can heal you. That's why it says, "Be ye doers of the word and not just hearers."
Hey, you got your beard too, brother. So hey.
What generation are we in now?
We're the last. It's the last generation. Before this, can you got that where it says Esau at the end of the world? Jacob was the beginning of the flower. The last generation before the destruction, before the new world.
How do you know that? How do you know this?
Prophecies is rolling. All these prophecies is happening around the
You
world.
can tell by the signs.
Yeah, because hey, man,
Hey,
signs and seasons.
God.
We see, matter of fact, if we go into Matthew the 24th chapter, you know, the Lord tells us, watch this. Matter of fact, grab that first.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock. I don't want to hold y'all.
Now, you good. I just want to bring this out for you real quick, real fast. That's how you know, right?
So I got to get it right. I got to hurry up.
Yeah, this is Matt. Nah, bro.
Yeah. Yesterday.
Doing that haste.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, not tomorrow, not today.
Check
Yesterday.
This out. Now, here you go, bro. This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 4. It says, And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And you're seeing that right now. You're seeing Russia, China linking up. You see America going through it. The war in Ukraine, the BRICS nations. You got Africa, different Nigeria, Niger. They all linking up. So this is wars and rumors of wars, right? But the end is not yet because the destruction may come. All right, check it out. It says, For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence, and earthquakes in divers places. And this is how we become the sin. This is how we know that we're coming to the end of it. Because these is like if you're a weatherman, right? You can look at the cloud and you can see the clouds forming like, oh, it's about to rain or whatever. So we're seeing shit. But you see like we're seeing the clouds forming, so we know the storm's coming. So we warn the people, like listen, it's like Noah. When Noah was out there, he was out there 120 years, prophesying. So he's seen that the clouds forming because the Lord told him. So now he warned the people, they didn't believe him until they felt the rain. The same thing now, man. Check it out. It says verse 7 again, it says, For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence, and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And that hasn't happened yet. That's another thing that's going to happen. And that's still not the end. Let's get into it. That's like damn near the end. Once they start putting their hands on it, taking us up. Because why? When you walked up, we were talking about the hour of temptation. It's going into, which IUIC don't teach, ISPK don't teach, a lot of all these other different Israelite groups. But you got men that teach, like Men of Valor, like us, we Church of Philadelphia, Great Millstone. You know, they teach about the RFID microchip being the mark of the beast. Now that's our temptation is going to come on the whole world, and everybody's going to have to take it. If not, it's off with your head, but the Lord's going to deliver to everybody. Some is going to be martyred, some is going to just make it. And that's going through digital currency, which we have now, the CBDC. Now they're saying that you have to get it has to be implemented underneath the skin, which goes in the Revelation chapter 13 or 16 like that, which it explains on.
So there won't be. We're not coming back. We're going to be up on the top, and then right, we're going to be on the bottom.
Yeah.
None of that.
No, like what?
Like we got next.
Yeah.
Because you got that. You saw it.
Yes. Second Ezra 6 and 9. Yeah.
So read that real quick. That's how you know where it is.
This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 6. I'll start at 7. Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times?
Yeah, here we go.
Or when shall be the end of the first?
See that? So what shall be the end of the first? And right now, this is the first. All right. So that's just what they was asking. He was asking back then. Lord, when is all this going to end? When we going to come into rulership? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And the beginning of it that followeth.
That down the beginning of it that follows us. All right. Watch this.
And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Now that goes in, that's Genesis chapter 25 and 25. That explains how he was born in them, right? And Jacob held Esau's heel because it's going to pour right out of power. It's not going to be no Esau rules and it's over, then it's a little stagnant that we come and know. As soon as this place is destroyed, we're going right to it ain't gonna be when the Lord, when you see those chariots and they shoot the missiles off, it's over for this kingdom. And then this men going to get beamed up, and then that's when they talk about the new Jerusalem coming from the sky. Because that's the men that got beamed up and they're coming back down to put the rest of these nations. Because everybody's not going to die on the planet. There's still got to be people left over to bury the dead bodies, but they're going to be the ones that will hide into the clefts of the mountains. We're going to be right there with the chains and take them right to sleep. And their first order of business is going to be to bury the dead bodies. They'll replenish the earth, you know? Because the Lord, the fire is a purge, right? Yeah. That's why he did that to Sodom and Gomorrah. He destroyed it. So when you burn something, you can purify it. Like we're being taken through the fire now, spirits, in order to be purified and made white.
It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
Now that happened when Yahushua came on the scene. That was the start of the end of it with Esau. Over 2,000 years ago, when he came into the Roman Empire, that was the start of the end of it. Because Rome was in power. Now look, this is a extinction. You know, it's America. They follow the same customs and everything that Rome did and Greece. You know, so now the Lord like, damn, I came to tell y'all that thing. Like it was the start of y'all ending. Now we at the end of the end of the end. Because they doing the same thing. That's why it's going to be so hard on this place right now.
No, that's it. Listen.
It was something else.
Well, I mean, you brought it out in terms of how do we know it's the end of the time? That MOTB, like the RFID chip is here. It just has not been made mandatory yet. And the Lord and the Lord told his prophets, right? I will do nothing but reveal my secrets to my servants, the prophets. And he also said we're not going to be caught like unaware of what's happening during these times.
Like a thief in the night.
Right. Yeah.
Like a lot of these people out here, they
gonna be caught surprised. They're gonna be partying. They're gonna be giving in marriage. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's how.
Oh, as days of Noah. Yeah.
I appreciate y'all breaking it down for me, man.
No problem, brother. That's what
I'm gonna go home and decompress.
Watch them videos, brother.
I don't watch too many.
Oh, just watch GMS. Watch the apostles. Don't confuse yourself.
That's right.
Because you've already dibbled and dabbled already, right? We're telling you, as prophets of the Lord, GMS.
Great Millstone, bro.
Yeah.
Great Apostles.
Apostles. Yeah.
Well, just type in Great Millstone on YouTube. Look at a whole bunch of videos.
Right now, I just INUIC.
That's why you're so confused.
Oh no, you talking about Sakari.
Yeah.
Now listen, Sakari, they can't. Al-Azhar, he learned under. He was in.
That's what I'm saying. It's a lie.
Yeah, but see, check it out.
I don't know that.
But that's why I did the spirit knowledge, because it's all a go.
So, but guess what? Guess what? Me and this brother didn't say, "Hey, you gotta learn under us." Then what did we tell you? That's why the Lord should tell you there's different spirits out here, right? We told you to go to GMS because that's what we learned from, right? We didn't say, "Hey, brother, you just watch our video." Hey, brother, here's a pamphlet. Make sure you come. No,
you said you're our GMS, though, right?
No, we're under their banner. Yeah. But we're not GMS Philadelphia. No. Yeah, but we're under.
It's just a church for the dark.
Right.
But we follow the doctrine.
Yeah, we learn from the elders.
Right.
Like I said, I dibbled and dabbled in different camps when I first started coming into this thing, right? Then the Spirit brought me to the elders and apostles of GMS. He said, "Hey, this is the right doctrine." Right?
Mary.
Who? Was. Yeah. Yep.
That's what I want to get married with a righteous woman.
Hey, well, good luck with that.
That's what I'm saying.
I would say as of right now.
Yeah, that
you don't want no one.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
That's gonna hold you back.
Yeah. So don't even sit her down and talk to her about anything.
I got you. Right.
Just do your thing. You know, and she's gonna be saved through you if you do get married,
Can
right?
You grab that? The Paul, the Apostle said, those that have wives.
Because they have none. Yeah.
And I'm gonna bring this out for you real quick, brother. Because like you say, you want a woman, but the woman that they the ones that they the reason why we are God. But
hey, and you don't, and guess what? You won't have a true marriage anyway.
Yep, that's right.
Because you're supposed to have a virgin.
That's right. Yep. That's right. The women
Not
in the truth is
physical
worse.
birth, not
Yes.
no sex or
Yeah,
Right.
physical.
Right.
the
That,
meaning
that's
of virgin.
real. That's real. That's
No,
first
literal.
of all, when you have sex with a virgin, that's real sex, and that woman belongs to you because you took her virginity, and that's your wife. Because sex is marriage. Not walking down the aisle, all that.
Right.
They learned in Babylon, all this.
Right. Getting some paperwork from the government.
That's an agreement between the government. Well, basically, the government's playing good God that you're married. They tell you that you can and cannot do in that marriage.
Contract.
You know, yeah, exactly. That's all it is. But check this out, bro. Go fast. Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at the last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state." So like you gonna have, like you said, you want a wife. Now when you start learning and you really into it, because the
Yeah, right
Sophia-
now I don't need it.
yeah,
Right now.
Right.
because Sophia, that's your woman. Sophia is the wisdom, the knowledge of the scriptures. That should be your woman. So you chase after her, and then everything else is going to line up. But see, now I'm gonna tell you this. That's why I read this, because it says prepare thyself for temptation. Because you might, as soon as you start, you never fail. So many times, brothers fall out over the
Yeah.
they start learning. They like, oh shit, what's it? Then here comes the woman. She might be in the truth.
Right.
Oh, hey, she know, fucking devil, man. You know, I'm telling you. Yo, just like with Eve. Eve was added life because of her. We all know.
Right.
She committed the first transgression, and that's how you know. And it tells you in the scripture that the woman is our enemy right now. We love women, yeah. The men have women here too, but we don't get all caught up into that. Yo, the Lord is more important. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have one right now, don't even try to.
Because they're going to ask you to choose.
Right here, yep.
You're going to have to choose.
Yo, I see the me and the Lord.
Right,
That
right.
happened to me so many
Yeah,
times.
man.
You know how many women
Hey.
I lost? And I was like, all right, bye. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That's
How long
that's
you been
the
in the
truth. Me, brother, over like 10 years now.
10.
You know? But, you know, bro, you go and get tested.
God.
Trust and believe what I'm
Right.
telling you. In all aspects of your
Right.
life, you're going to get tested.
And here it is right here. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 29.
Right, yep.
But this I say, brethren, the time is short.
That's
Like
right.
I said,
See
you
that?
said yesterday,
Time is
not
up.
today, not tomorrow. You should be thinking
Yo,
of
the
this
spirit
yesterday.
flowing right now,
Right.
man.
It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none.
Okay. That's right.
Simple and
Those
plain
that
to the
had
point.
wives, been those that they had not. So if you got a wife, that's not saying you got a wife, get a believer. No, we're not saying. You're supposed to be more occupied with the scriptures than her. You know, because the time is short. She's going to be saved through you.
God.
You know, if you be a man of the Lord, your whole
Your household.
family can be
Yeah,
there.
household.
Your whole household. Because look at Lot. Look at Lot in this situation. His wife wasn't saved. His daughters was out of the destruction. You know, because she turned and hooked up.
Right.
You know, she should have listened to him, and that's letting you know that's a main example right there. A great example why these women, when you serve the Lord first, because what if Lot was like, oh, nah, I'm gonna turn back with
Yeah.
my wife.
She wanted to live that
You
YOLO
wouldn't have
life.
Moab
Yeah.
and Ammon.
Right. She wanted to live that YOLO.
Yeah,
She was-
exactly.
yeah.
So that's why, you know, because these women, they about goodies, man.
Right.
Comfortability.
Feel good, emotional.
Yeah, man.
Well, feel good.
They are too emotional.
Man,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's their reason.
Yeah.
Broke, you can't pay bills, but you man, you get this money.
Right.
Right, yeah.
Sneakers, man. That's too much for me, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you grab it a song?
Day of that power.
And this is another reason, because when you understand prophecies, and you know what's happening, your faith should be unshaken.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta be like, look, man, I'm rocking up. This is how it's going down. You know, because you have to be patient for your reward, man. And you got to know that your reward is great. You're gonna have to go through hell to get it, but that's just proving who you are. You know? Because look at all the men in the Lord. Look at Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They got thrown into a fire, but they believed in the Lord so much. But yo, they cranked the heat up so much that the people that was cranking it up, they started getting hurt. But they was in the fire, dancing with the twisting with the And they came out and they smelled like smoke, nothing. You know, Daniel and the lions and all that, man. Those men, they really cared about the Lord. They believed in him. It wasn't nothing changing their mind. You know, that's how you gotta be.
This book of Psalms, chapter 110. I'll start at the top.
Come on, bring it up.
Yahweh said unto my Lord, sit thou at my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool.
And he's talking that, and that's talking about Yahweh Shai, man. He's telling him to sit at the right hand. That's when he's going to come down. He's going to make all our enemies his footstool, man. That's when they're going to really respect you. You know, they're going to know who you are. They already know, but being as though our nation messed up and we're in the punishment period, until the Lord, that's why I said, until I make our enemies our footstool. So it's the time, like he's already being praised in heaven. He can't come down here right now and destroy it because that's going against prophecy. So he has to sit down and wait until his time. It's the same way when he was here, he waited his time to everything. You gotta go.
Yahweh shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion.
That's Yahweh.
Rule thou in the midst of thine enemies.
See that? And the midst is right here. It's Babylon.
Thy people.
Go ahead, stop.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
So we want to rule right here on earth, man, in the midst of our enemies. Because all these other nations, they're going to bow down to you. They're going to worship us. Because at that point in time, the Lord is going to give us our power back. We're going to be like we were in the ancient time. We were mighty. We had power. We had Elijah called fire down from the heavens. You think they wasn't scared of that? You know, they consume shit. You know, and like I said, it's all about your belief, man. You believe you could be healed, you're going to be healed. Yahweh Shah, when the girl was in the room, that she was dead, and the people that didn't believe, put them up. He was like, no, y'all got to go. And whoever believed, they tell me, you believe, they couldn't believe. Now your daughter, she's a woman.
The biggest barrier was that anger that I had towards God and my mother for me being blind. I couldn't do nothing with my life, like, you know, turn that around.
See, but now you got the real sight right there. That's what it starts in. That's the real sight.
Right.
You know? Go check it out. Because
all the years.
Now, what you got right now, you got the real sight. You got men that's walking up and down the street with 20/20 vision, but still can't see what you know right here.
They're spiritually blind.
Sight,
yeah.
You know? Because it says they have eyes but can't see.
Can't see. Yeah.
They got
ears can't hear.
You know? Everything that we saying and we showing them, they can't see it. They can't hear it. So you got an advantage over them. You know?
Verse 3, it says, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning. Thou hast the dew of thy youth.
So you're going to bring it back for us, man. We're going to be like the youthful again, because our spirit, your spirit is a complete energy. Like, no matter how old you get, you still feel like, they be like, you're only as old as you feel. You know what I'm saying? Because the spirit is lively. You can move something like that. How old are you? Like, and you tell it, like,
I get that. I'm 55. People think I'm 30.
See
right.
Because that's your spirit. You have a lively spirit, you know, and your spirit is complete energy. So the Lord, just imagine when He did it. It says from the womb of the morning. That's when the sun comes up for us. Like right now, what you say? The doomsday clock is almost at 12. So that's the end of the day. Once it hits 12 o'clock, that's the destruction, and that's a new day, and that's when we come into power.
Our kingdom, forever and ever.
And that's the that's the dew of the womb in the morning, man. That's the morning. When 12 o'clock a.m. hits, that's the morning. Man.
Hey, that's the spirit, because this next precept,
Go ahead, bro.
Yahweh hath sworn and will not repent. Thou art a priest forever.
See that?
After the order of Melchizedek.
Damn, a priest forever. And and the Lord, and it says what? His world is a kingdom without end. So how all these kingdoms going back into Daniel with the statue, how you have the Babylonians all the way down to America, right? You got the Medes, the Persians, Rome, Greece. Who else was it?
We're talking about the
statue. Yeah,
Daniel. Yeah.
You had Persia, Medo-Persia.
Yeah.
You had the.
He was right with Babylon, Medo-Persian. Babylon, Medo-Persian.
Yeah, I know you had
Greeks, and Rome.
Rome was the
Those are the four.
Yeah,
Yep.
so yeah.
Babylon,
so
Medo-Persian.
And then
Greek
America is the the iron mixed with miry clay. It's part strong and it's part weak. You know, so that's what we get now.
Appreciate y'all time. I got it.
Nah, brother.
Appreciate
What's
it.
up, brother?
I'll be out here
Every Saturday, bro.
Every Saturday?
Always working the spirit.
Yeah, I'll be over here.
All right, brother.
Hey.
What's up, brother?
Shalom.
Hey, Shalom. Hey, all about y'all about saying
All on you, how about you?
Never knew how the Lord gonna work it, man. You know, you're honest.
Hey, because like I said, we probably wouldn't have been out here until 5,
Yeah, what time is it?
5:24.
Oh, shit.
So we've been out here a couple hours. Yeah,
How long you been out?
2 weeks.
Oh, shit. Well, you know what we about to fuck with.
So we would not have seen the brother
Yeah.
if we would have been out here at around 5. Because I was going to get there at 4. You know, we talk a little bit before we chop it up a little bit, move slow,
Damn.
bless each other,
God.
and then we drive down here. It's probably been about 5,
Yo,
but he
man.
was here around 3.
Yeah, man.
Just watching.
Man.
Yeah.
Yo, then on top of it, we didn't have to pay the product.
Hey,
Yo, all things, I'm telling you, all things are spiritual, man. Every time we come out, it's something different. You know, and that's just, hey, that's the Lord showing that he with you, man. You know, and the man, then he mentioned IUIC. That's how you know that we got jobs to do.
right.
You know, because you got all those other men out there, and just because they are together, you might not have not one man the Lord up in there. You know, that's how this says that the election of scarcely that skin on them shits. You know? So that's the thing to fear your eye by Chanel Shine, man. By Chanel Shine. Let's get the classic. Get up out of it, bro. If you got
Revelation?
Else, you got anything else?
Well,
We got Revelation. Matter of fact. Bro, so he had anger, man.
Yeah.
You know? Damn, I'm just thinking about now, I should have hit him with Jones. It's like Christian won't die, you know what I mean?
Hey, hope.
He was mad.
Hey, Lord willing, he'll be back.
Yeah.
Hey, Lord willing.
Yeah.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16.
Classic.
And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Right.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
And now at this point in time, we bring this out every single week for a reason. To beat it in your head so you understand. So there's no excuses when you watch us brothers that you can't be like, well, I ain't hear this from the Church of Philadelphia. You know, you heard it from the Apostles of Great Millstone. You know, you hear it from Great Millstone, period. You know, you hear it from Men of Valor and all that. You know, the men that teach in that same doctrine. You know, so there's no excuses for you not to know what he says. You know, you want to listen to IUIC and all that, and they're telling us June ain't no microchip around. They're here, and you see it. You know, we've been telling you, even going all the way back to when Obama was in office, and Obamacare, they talked about that implantable device.
Right.
Well, now it's here, man. So
Hey,
it's an excuse.
and hey, the scriptures tell you,
Yep.
we just the messengers.
That's right.
You know?
So, hey, man, we're here. We are here.
It says, here is wisdom, that him that hath understanding count the number of the beast.
It said, here is wisdom. So you have to have wisdom and understanding. And that's how you know who has wisdom. The Lord's dealing with wisdom.
For it is the number of.
So, hey, man, you know what the mark is. If you don't believe it, you don't believe it. So you. So with that, you're going to give all praise, honor, and glory.
To Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakar Kadash.
Double honors to the apostle, elders, and great millstone. Shalom to the elect. To next week, we're going to sing the Waffle Baba Ball.
Waffle Baba Ball.
Kwam Yasharal.
Kwam Yasharal.
Shalom.
Shalom.
That was. Damn.
Yeah, that was that. Oh shit.